Hello Norinka, this is Mr. Serban. We are trying something new this week with our character assembly. We're trying it online as a screencast. We'll see how this goes, whether you enjoy it or not, and you can give me some feedback whether you like the main assembly in the auditorium or whether you like these screencast assemblies. And maybe we'll just do a mixture of some screencasts and some in the auditorium. But give me some feedback when I'm out on the playground, and teachers let me know too what you think about this as well. So we're going to go ahead and start our assembly as always with our music, get in the mood, making sure we're feeling groovy and happy. So we're going to go ahead and start the music, and as we do that, feel free to, dance around a little bit, move. It's kind of hard not to move when the music's going, so feel free to do that. Teachers, if you want to let your kids get up and dance, you're more than welcome to. That's a teacher decision, not a student decision. If you want to stay in your seats like I am and do a little chair dancing, you can do that too. It's hard not to stay still, especially when the music's moving. Can't stop moving. Oh yeah. Go New York! Woohoo! Those guys rock. Go PS22. So let's go ahead and continue on with our assembly today. First thing we want to talk about with our assembly is never forget that Norinka is a bully-free zone. Not just on the playground. Before school, after school, whether you're using Google Hangouts, on the computer, texting, or on the phone, absolutely no bully. It's a bully-free zone. There's absolutely no bullying on campus, and all of those things are considered campus. If you're at home using our device and using a Google Hangout, you want to make sure you are absolutely not sending messages that are disrespectful or rude because they hurt people. I'm going to show you a video right now of an example of somebody who was being bullied on the playground. But this bullying, and it was just kids laughing, and people think that sometimes they can say, "Oh, I was just joking." The bully might say, "I was just joking," when in reality it's not a joke, and it's not okay, and we can't do that. So as you watch this video, I want you to see the student in the video. He has red hair. My brother-in-law has red hair, and it's never okay to joke. And so what happens is, as you're watching this video, you'll see a student sitting off to the side. He has red hair. Other students come by and tease him by saying things and doing things. Later in the video, there's going to be somebody who's a hero, who stands up to the bully and says, "Hey, you know what? That's not okay." But he doesn't do it by pushing the person or yelling at the person. He does something very unique to show how he's standing up against bullying. Watch this now. That's the guy who's not polite. He's making fun of the student there. Now watch the student in the back, what he does. He sees them and notices something's wrong. And the next day, the same thing happens again. But now he does something different. He dyes his hair red to show that, man, I'm connected. This guy's my friend. Back off. Which is pretty amazing. Now you can see this was in a different language, in a different country, but bullying's the same wherever we're at. And we want to make sure that absolutely there's no bullying. And I'm not asking you to dye your hair, but what I am asking you is to stand up, to let an adult know, to do something to make a difference, to stop bullying. And if you're tempted to say something to somebody that might not be polite, stop. Don't do it. Refrain. Think about how to spread kindness and empathy and patience and love instead of things that hatred and anger. That's what we don't want. Whether it's at home, whether it's online, on the playground, before school or after school. Making great choices about stopping bullying. Let an adult know so that we can make sure we get to the bottom of it. Now our character assemblies, we'll just quickly review all the character traits we've been talking about this year. We have empathy. Seeing the feelings of another person and celebrating with them. If they're sad feelings, supporting them and making them feel better. Courage. Standing up for what's right. Self-control. When you get angry or frustrated, stopping yourself, thinking, acting right, and making a good decision. Respect, kindness, amazing character traits. We have a new one. That new one is tolerance. Tolerance is, I'm going to just read this to you, but respecting the dignity and rights of all people, even those whose beliefs and behaviors are different from your own. That means that you might believe something and somebody else might believe something different. And that is okay. Some people think if they don't believe what I believe, then they're wrong or they're bad. That's not the case. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Some people say, I love bikes. Another person might say, I love skateboards. People who are not tolerant would say, because you love skateboards, I'm not going to be your friend. Does that make sense? And we all know. No. Does that mean we can't be friends? No way. We know that can't be friends. On 3, everybody say, no way. 1, 2, 3. Exactly. There's no way that we wouldn't be friends just because somebody likes bikes and somebody else likes skateboards. Tolerance means is finding the common thing that you have in common. Maybe it's not bikes, maybe it's not skateboards, but maybe it is scooters, as you see the picture on the screen right now. Maybe scooters is the things you have in common. So you don't talk about bikes or you don't talk about skateboards, but you talk about scooters because you both love them. Now here's another cool thing that can happen. You can use your differences to bring you together. You can say, hey, I know nothing about skateboards. Can you teach me about skateboards? Or I know nothing about bikes. Can you teach me about bikes? Which would be a pretty cool way to get to know somebody, to show tolerance. Here's another example. Some people use this all the time as a way not to be tolerant. They'll say, my football team or my baseball team is better than your baseball team. And because I like a different baseball team or a football team or a different soccer team, that means I can't like you. That doesn't make sense. If I love the Padres and my friend loves the Angels, does that mean we can't be friends? On 3. 1, 2, 3. No way. One more time on 3. 1, 2, 3. No way. There's no way that we would let people not be friends just because they like different baseball teams. That's silly. Tolerance means that we play together and respect each other, even though we liked each other, different teams, and we find out the thing we have in common. What do we both have in common? Well, it's baseball. Yeah, they're different teams, but we both love the game of baseball. So let's talk about baseball, not about the differences in the teams. Another one that happens sometimes, and these are just simple ones, but I'm tall and my friend is short. And because one person's tall and one person's short, does that mean we can't be friends? On 3, I want to hear no way. 1, 2, 3. No way. Of course you can be friends. Of course you can hang out together, even though you're a different height. Tall people can hang out with short people can hang out with tall people. But the thing is, guys and girls, is sometimes people who aren't tolerant will say, because I'm tall, I don't want to be around short people. Or because I'm short, I don't want to be around tall people. That doesn't make sense. That's not okay. Tolerance means that we help anyone who is being bullied and ask the bully to stop or to tell an adult. So the exact same thing that we've been talking about is that being tolerant means that we don't let those things, because people, they might say, because I like a different baseball team, I'm going to bully that person. I'm going to be mean to that person. That doesn't make sense. Tolerance means we stand up. We say, hey, that's not okay. You need to stop that. We need to make sure we let people know that we want our differences to bring us together, not keep us apart. So teachers, I want you to have a conversation with your kids right now and about tolerance is, and it could be respecting our differences, enjoying things about others that make them special, but have the kids talk right now with one another about what tolerance means to them at this point in the presentation. So go ahead and pause the video, have that conversation, and then unpause shortly. So now that you know what tolerance is, again, it happens that sometimes kids who don't practice tolerance, who don't allow other people to like different things, they can kind of act like bullies, and that's not okay. And when that happens, we have to gently and kindly remind those people that, hey, it's okay to like different baseball teams, or it's okay to be tall and short, or it's okay to like bikes and scooters or skateboards. Even if just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong. It means it's cool and special, and you can maybe use that difference to get to know one another and get to find out more about the person. So here's another slide. Often, people who are not tolerant let skateboards and bikes and Padres and Angels divide them, bring that line down the middle of them that says we can't be friends now. We want to let our differences bring us together. People who are not tolerant sometimes don't think before they speak, which is they get frustrated, or they think, oh, my whole family loves the Padres and that guy loves the Angels, so they might shout out, Angels stink! Or if they like bikes and the other person likes skateboards, they might say, skateboards are horrible. And they're not thinking before they're speaking, and they need to think before they speak. It's really, really important. And I want to show you another video here about how thinking before you speak is so incredibly important. Because sometimes people say things, and they might say, hey, I don't like you, or I don't like your baseball team. And that word that they said to them, even though it's not a punch or a slap, it can feel like a punch or a slap, and it can hurt like a punch or a slap. And so after this video, teachers, I'm going to ask you to pause the screencast again and have a conversation about how words can truly hurt you, just like being physical and pushing somebody, and that we want to think before we speak so that we don't allow what's happening in this video to happen to you. So here's the video.
Oh, there she is. She's such a loser. I know.
And that word hurt.
What a geek.
And the laughing
Get
hurts.
lost. Words hurt. Don't be a part of it.
So teachers, go ahead and pause the video and have a conversation about words. Now here's another video. This one's the complete opposite. This is where words are used to make somebody's life better. Now, some of you might have remembered this video and have seen it in the past, but I want you to watch it closely because there's a person who's blind who's asking for money, and there's words on his sign. Somebody comes up and out of the goodness of their heart changes the words on the sign to make his life much better. Just like your words that you say to other people can help them instead of hurt them. Teachers, after this video, pause the video and have a conversation with your students about how words and the right words can help people and how the wrong words can hurt people. Watch this video and see what you see. I am blind. Please help me, his sign says. And because the words on the sign change, people start supporting him differently.
What did you do to my sign?
I wrote the same, but different words.
Thanks, love.
And their sign is, "It's a beautiful day and I can't see it." And people see those words. So change your words. Change what you say and how you say it. So teachers, pause the video. Have a conversation about how changing your words can truly have an impact on somebody else's day as well as your day. Here's one last video about thinking before you speak. Like those girls in the first video should have thought before they spoke because their words really were hurtful. Watch this video about thinking before you speak, and then teachers, again, pause the video and have that conversation with your students about how important it is to think before you speak. The power of your words. Every word you say has potential to build a person up, or bring them down. Next time you speak, think. Think about the other person. How they feel. How will they react? Think. Think. So teachers, go ahead and pause the video, have a conversation about thinking before you're speaking and how important it is to do that. So I hope you're starting to get the understanding of what tolerance is and how important it is to think before you speak, to understand differences in others, and to let those differences bring you together and not tear you apart. Now, at Narenka, we have something that we've been talking about all year long, and we're going to share it with you again, just as a quick reminder. But it's called STAR, and most of you know what it means. It's stop, think, and act right. This is a perfect chance to say and to practice this strategy. If you're on the playground, and somebody might love wall ball, and you love Foursquare, and they say, hey, I don't want to play wall ball's silly, and you say, I don't want to play Foursquare's silly. Maybe you stop and say, hey, we both love to play, let's go play basketball instead. Maybe it's not wall ball, maybe it's not Foursquare, but let's play basketball instead because we both love basketball. That's being tolerant of a friendship and tolerant of the differences and allowing you to go find something you have in common. And maybe you might say, hey, today we'll play wall ball and tomorrow we'll play Foursquare. And they stopped and they thought before they spoke because they could have said something mean. But stop, think, and then act right. Make a good decision. So your challenge this month is to practice tolerance, to practice thinking before you're speaking, to practice letting differences bring you together instead of take you apart. Use your words to make someone's day better. Stop yourself when you feel like saying something negative or mean. And teachers are going to be looking for this. They're going to be looking to hand out green cards and principal handshakes. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to make great choices, and you are going to make Narenka a better place. I absolutely know it, and I believe it. I hope you have a great day and a great rest of the week. Practice tolerance. Have a great day. And here's our last video. You can kind of sing along as you go, or if you want to just end and have an additional conversation, you can do that too.
I try carrying the weight of the world, but I only have two hands. Hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans. Wish that I could stay forever this young. Not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is a prize. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. Didn't know I was lost. Didn't know I was lost.
Awesome. Thank you, Narenka. Have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple days. See you out on the playground. If you have any questions, come and find me. Come and find Miss Harmon. Talk to your teachers. Make great choices, and absolutely practice tolerance for green cards, for principal handshakes, but more importantly, because it's the right thing to do, and it'll feel good in your heart when you make those good decisions. Thanks, Narenka.